we believe in the appearances, then there's no way we can shape their ideas because they have too much of a solid place in our mind. Y'all hear the point I'm making? Really, it's a solid structure that we can't get past it. Physically, we can get there. Physically. That's like you want to get to a place and you see, all you can see is land. But you want to get to a house, say it's 2 blocks down, but as far as you can see is land. But in your mind, you say, well, it's too far for me to walk. But you have not even walked it to see how far it is. But in your mind, you say, well, it's long. I can't see the destination I'm trying to get to. So since I can't see the destination that I'm trying to get to, it must be too far to go. This is, many of us have come to this conclusion. It's very rational. It's too far to go. But we don't know that once we start getting past the mental block of that it is too far, if we start going, find out that, man, it was only 2 blocks. What the hell was I looking at? Intimidated by all the grass fields, counting each and every dandelion, counting each red clover bud, saying that is too far of a distance to go. But that was a mental concept that stopped us from getting to where we're going. It was no physical human being there. It was a limitation within our own minds. We must go beyond that. Once we go beyond that alone, our society will change. When we can see everybody out here and look into our society and see completely nothing but opportunity for transformation, when we can get our minds that pure, we have become masters at that particular point. As long as we see in them, those, and they as anybody, we're limited. And we have created a them and limited ourselves to how we can approach and deal with them, when it is our job to define them, to create them, to write their roles. I'm going deep now. Now we're going back to creation, because when we go back to African information, they teach us about slavery. They're not teaching us about how we were gods, how we were the original consciousness that shaped all reality, and that the European came as a later on gravitation and began to redefine everything from within inside of what we created. We accepted his definition and gave up our creative power. Once we now get rid of his definition and get back into our creative power, he is completely out of power, because the only power he has is in the appearances that he are able to create. That's what Hollywood is. Hollywood is a microcosm of the society that we live in. We live in the movies. Many people just think we're watching the movies on TV. We're walking around in the movies, because everybody is acting within the limitations and within the conscious concepts of the European. They walking around in that. I was rollerblading down the street with the brother. Brother said, y'all look like y'all in the movie. Because his mental framework of reality cannot get past movies. Reality became a movie. That's why people gotta listen to music all day long, because they need some background music. Do you hear what I'm saying? Life loses its value unless they got some background music. Not realizing that whoever created the background tonality has limited you to what you can experience. The music you listen to sets the stage, right, for how you perceive reality. And if you perceive in reality from that stage, it's only going to look like a certain way. People listening to slow songs, wondering why they can't stay in a relationship. But every now and then they listen to a song talking about when we broke up. Listening to songs that allude to tragedy in relationships and wonder why they cannot have a good one. Because the background music of your life is a sad story. That's the background. That's the theme. So the music you listen to every day is the theme of your life. It's a reality. So we are walking around in the movie, but the movie we're walking around is a European movie that we have seen one too many times over. And we need to change the channel.